To the I Radio show. I am your host, Lady Limitless, and DJ Joe Rose is giving us the vibes here on this Sunday afternoon. I am so thrilled because joining us in the booth today is April Stewart, a compassionate creative wellness advocate and community art educator who believes art is one of the most powerful tools for human connection and emotional well being. With a master's of art from Wayne State University, April has dedicated her career to making creative accessible to everyone, from corporate professionals looking for stress relief to senior communities rediscovering joy and self-expression. April specializes in leading beginner-friendly art experiences designed for small social groups. Her classes go far beyond painting or drawing. They create safe, supportive spaces where people can explore their creativity, rebuild confidence, and connect with others through shared artistic experiences. Through her work, April is providing that creativity that isn't about talent, it's about transformation. April, welcome to Limitless Talk.
Thank you so much. I am so honored to be here, Lady Limitless. This is fantastic space to be in, and a really wonderful opportunity to, share what art can do, what it provides, and how it can be such a healing space for anyone and everyone participating with it.
Oh, yes. So we're going to jump right into my first question, which is what first made you realize art was more than just something beautiful, that it could actually heal or connect people?
That is such a fantastic question, and there are too many instances to pick just one, so I will pick one of my favorites. Um, I am blessed to have been able to work in a senior community space where it was with residents who had memory or dementia problems, and with that, um, the art that was provided to them or the creative outlets provided to them, it was a beautiful thing because there were these individuals who had lost their capacity to tell you if they had eaten,
Mm-hmm.
if what their job used to be, but they were able to create such beautiful things when it was put into their hands. They still had that capacity to to make, to create. And watching those who formerly were very talented painters or illustrators, and to see them, their their muscle memory come to life, and just the things that they were able to do, seemingly their body remembered, and then the outlet that it provided to them. I'm getting like goosebumps talking about it, but it was such a beautiful thing because their body remembered, their soul remembered, and even if they couldn't articulate it, there was just a joy in their eyes, in their demeanor, and it changed their whole day.
Awesome. Awesome. So it was an impact, it was a visible impact.
It was visible, and one of the beautiful things is the families that either participated or could come and see were astounded.
Okay.
It was almost like they had a little bit of their loved one back to them.
Oh, that's so beautiful. So you may have just answered this, but was there a moment in your life where creativity personally helped you through something difficult?
Oh,
Personally.
so yes. So this is going to be very personal. Um, my father passed away in 2008, and he passed from small cell lung cancer. And one of the last real poignant conversations that he and I had was him telling me that life is too short not to be happy.
True.
And I had, um, a couple of days prior, I had answered really just, it was a want ad looking for um, a wardrobe person willing to go on tour with a circus. You can still do that. So I just blindly applied after talking to my dad. Didn't know how long he had. And with his blessing, applied for it and ended up getting the job.
Nice.
My dad passed away. I stayed for his memorial service, and then I ran away with the circus. So
Wow.
I ran away, and literally threw myself into doing art, creating for this circus, creating and bejeweling and taking care and pouring my love and my grief into this expression. And did it help? Yes. But did it also hurt other people along the way? Yes, because I was very selfishly taking into myself while trying to heal a part of myself that I didn't know how to navigate.
Right.
But yeah, so that was a big part of it.
Wow. Sometimes you have to do that though. Sometimes you do have to isolate in order to get your own footing because you have to be aware of the energy you're putting in the room, and losing someone very close to you makes you really identify with what life is going to be like now that I liken losing my mother to losing an arm, right? I still have to hug, I still have to drive, I still have to do these things, right? I have to function, but it's just without one arm. And people do it all the time. There's plenty of people who walk around with just one arm. And so I'm now part of that because my right hand was gone, as in the person. So
that's an excellent way to put it, because one of the things we also have to remember is that while people, yes, do it, they also have the learning curve.
Sure.
There is the grace that we have to give ourselves to be able to move through those places, move through those areas of frustration where it's, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know how I'm going to do this, and really trying to figure it out. And every day is a new day. So it's having that ability to give ourselves grace, ability to give ourselves room to breathe, and also to appreciate, because there's so many things that, I look at things and I'm like, oh, my dad would have loved this. Oh, there's so many conversations that I'm like, oh, that would have been something great. I wish I could ask him his advice. So yeah, so it's something, giving yourself the grace to move and create a new path.
Grace is such a beautiful thing, right? And you have to first give it to yourself in order to give it to anyone else. You have to start at home.
Absolutely.
I love that. So tell me, have you ever witnessed someone rediscover confidence through art, and what did that look like?
Oh, thank you for that question. I applaud the opportunity to talk about individuals who are looking at art as something that they almost weren't allowed to do because they were told growing up that they were doing it wrong. Or they already had a quote artist in the family, which I think is such like a harsh thing when we try to like divide our siblings or our children or into, oh, she's the artist, she's the talker, she's this and this and this one, she's the athlete. It's very narrowing to ourselves. And so this was someone who was told that they couldn't do it. You're no good. Oh, you're coloring the wrong colors. And to see this lady go from holding a paintbrush and going, am I doing this right? To just painting with this beautiful, reckless abandon when she had been told there aren't any rules.
I love it.
You can't do this wrong. And she would complain, but it doesn't look like yours. And I said, and that's fantastic, because that means it looks like yours.
And that's what we're going for.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's not an original by April. It's an original by Beatrice.
Yeah.
So that's a beautiful thing.
I love how you empower people to be themselves and allow their creativity to flow. I have been blessed to be in a class with you, and it's so empowering. I'm going to get to how others can experience this energy, this great energy that you bring to the room. Let me ask you something. How did your education shape the way you approach art differently than traditional teaching methods?
In a very big way, very circuitous way, because I did not start out as going for a master's of art whatsoever. Oh, no. I was very, very lucky enough to go to school on a college on a full scholarship for chemistry.
Oh.
Yes. And so when I was in undergrad at Western Kentucky University, I was hired as an administrative assistant or as an assistant to the admin in the theater and dance department. And the only reason she hired me, shout out to Nancy Hall, is because I was not a theater student. And so going into that, I kept getting approached, asked if I wanted to do XYZ, because it's that program is very, very student based. And my dad encouraged me, going into like my sophomore year of college, to change majors, because I was getting at the point where I was going to have to basically become a lab assistant to one of the professors in the chemistry department in order to progress with my degree on that side. And he basically said, "You're not going to be happy." He goes, "I think you need to change to a theater major." And I said, "Daddy, do you know what you're telling me right now?" I go, "You know that like 98% of theater students aren't employed in their position." And he's like, "Well, I'll support you and be there as much as I can." So once again, with that blessing, with that support, I changed my major. I also made sure that I wasn't going to get fired from my job.
Yeah.
So, and so started down that path, and I took everything I could, every class I could for design. So I was taking carpentry classes. I took puppetry classes. I had to take scenic arts. So I painted murals and backdrops. I did so many different things, and all just learning and like a sponge soaking things up. I also have a fantastic mother who is amazingly crafty and would not only make our clothes, make our Halloween costumes. She was also like a vacation Bible school and a Sunday school teacher, so she was always crafting.
Okay.
So I literally saw how you could go with a very, very innocuous pile of stuff.
Yeah.
And make something amazing, because I saw her do it all the time.
So it was in your home already.
In my home. But can I just say something?
Sure.
I had to say, art and creation is everywhere within us. It's in the clothes that you choose to wear. It's in how you're styling your hair every day. It's in how you choose to adorn your car. It's in the food that you make. Chopping, prepping, all of those things, that is a form of creation. You are expressing yourself in so many different ways. It's where you tune your radio station to. So all of that is choice, expression, creativity. So it's much more present in our lives than what we think about.
I think you're absolutely right when it comes to, I never even thought about that. Like what I choose to intake is an expression of art, but it makes sense because all the colors that I'm adding, my peppers, my onions, so, and I do like colorful food.
Yeah, it's a thing of beauty. And then you want to know what's funny? Whenever I'm teaching my classes, and the thing that gets through the most to these amazing older women is that when I tell them, have you put makeup on? You know how sometimes you buy the makeup because it's cheap and it's not necessarily the best. So you have to really like get your brush in there and get a lot of pigment into your brush.
Yeah.
So it actually looks like something when you put it on your eyes. And they're like, yes, like they understand that concept. So I'm like, that's how you need to use the paintbrush to get to load up the paintbrush. So it's a beautiful thing.
It is. Why do you think that creativity is so important for emotional and mental well-being?
Because if we don't find a way to express ourselves, we stagnate and we lock things into ourselves. If we're not getting it out, then it's going to park itself somewhere within our body. So if you are not processing your emotions, and creating something is a great way to move that energy out. The opposite of war is not peace, it's creation. So war is about destruction, tearing things apart, tearing things down, obliterating it. So creation, creativity, making something is the only thing besides love that fights hate and fights war, So when you are making something, you are allowing emotion to come out through your hands. You're allowing to see something bloom, something move through you onto paper, onto ceramic, onto a textile if you're sewing, because fiber arts are amazing. But even like when you're cooking, you're doing that. When you're doing makeup, my daughter loves to do her makeup because she says it takes her to like a meditative place. She loves the process. Even if she's not going anywhere, it's for her. And that's a big part of it, because creation is for your self-satisfaction, because if you're making art for somebody else, you're losing the meaning of it.
So why do you think that adults lose their connection to creativity compared to children?
Oh, because it's beaten out of us. We have very, very unfortunately, the educational system that is constructed in the United States has geared and shifted itself towards actual education, and has shifted itself more to a um, profit based.
Mm.
So when anytime you take public schools and you tell them that they're going to be awarded funds based on how well students perform in standardized testing, you take away any kind of hope for creativity. And you know, well done to all of the art teachers that are putting out as much effort as they can to keep art alive and keep creation alive in the schools, because it is so difficult right now.
It is.
And so I think that that is one way that it is taken away, it's stripped. Also, right now we have so much where it's like a monetization of things. It's how can we profit off of something? And art should be made for art's sake. When you're young, when you're a kid, you are drawing things in the mud. You're creating things on the ground with sticks and leaves and rocks, you know, so, and it's not for anyone else except for yourself. It's
Yes.
the process of doing it.
Sure.
And so it's taken away from us when you get to some kind of subsidized institution.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. So for someone listening right now who feels intimidated by art, what is the easiest first step that they can take?
Um,
A coloring book?
you don't even need a coloring book. I mean, you can pick up, you can have a chalkboard, and you can use a pencil. You can, if you do have a paintbrush, and you don't want to commit to paint, part of the wonderful thing about art is that it can be fleeting. So if you wanted to practice the way that, or do something the way that people who are learning calligraphy do, is that they literally have a chalkboard and a paintbrush, and they only use water. And so you're just drawing, you're letting your hand and your wrist move, and you're seeing what pressure and depth do, and how it changes the width and the texture of your stroke. And you can see, you can get loose and get used to doing things. So that's a great first step. Play-Doh is great. Silly putty, it's super easy to make air dry clay. Crayons, but coloring books are good too. So if a coloring book or printable coloring sheets, those are very easy, and you just start somewhere. So it doesn't really matter how you choose to start, just start. It all starts with the first step. Even if you're cooking, because you can, chopping the vegetables, do a little different something arrangement on your plate. Don't just plop it on with a spoon.
Yeah.
So there's different ways you can translate it. In your closet, if you wanted to like arrange things by color, if you wanted to arrange things by length, there are a lot of different ways to create some sort of visual harmony. Even rearranging a bookshelf.
I did not even think of that, but my cousin, she does everything by color, and she's like, don't put black next to the light blue, it's gonna rub off. I'm like, girl, no, it's not. But I think it's more for the aesthetics of her closet. She likes it.
But aesthetics is part of art.
Yeah.
Yeah, so absolutely. But dye transfer is a real thing.
So. So she's right.
Yeah.
Gosh, Donna, again. So let me ask you, how can creativity help people reconnect with parts of themselves that they may have lost over time?
So a lot of times jobs shut us down.
Yeah.
We get caught in the grind. We get caught in our daily grind. Parenting is tough.
Yeah.
And we get very in our lane. I'm so tired. I get up at, just for example, I get up at 7 o'clock in the morning. And it's probably more like 6 o'clock. I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I have to walk the dog. I have to pack the kids' breakfast or lunches. I have to make the kids' breakfast. I have to get into the drop-off line with the kids. And then I'm going to have 3 hours until I have to get back into the pickup line,
Yeah.
where I have to walk the dog again, make something for myself to eat, do the 15 loads of laundry that are waiting for me, try to clean up the house, go grocery shopping,
Yeah.
and then get the kids. And then I'm trying to make sure that they're healthy, wonderful human beings, so they have whatever after school program that they have to go into. And that's for someone who doesn't have like, who is amazing, like a stay-at-home parent.
Yeah.
But if you have a 9 to 5 job on top of that,
Oh my goodness.
so you get very, very locked in to a routine, and you lose what brought you joy, what brings you joy. And
because you're doing so many tasks.
and the doom scrolling that you're doing at
Oh.
10, 11 o'clock at night isn't helping you whatsoever. It's just making you feel worse about what you're not able to do. So this little break, taking an hour class with me, is an amazing way just to say you have permission for this hour to step away from all of those other things. All of those other things. We've scheduled it, and we're going to go into it, and you are free to create. Because you know, with my painting, I teach as if you've never held a brush in your hand. But I always give the caveat that you do not have to paint what I am teaching. If you would like to use other colors, if you want more, I have all of them ready. And if you want to just put paint to canvas in any way that speaks to you, I welcome it. I welcome it.
Got it. Listen, there is so much more I want to ask you, but I'm gonna end with this last question before we go into my rapid fire round. Okay. What impact do you hope your work leaves on the community long term?
Long term, it's my hope that everyone feels empowered, even for the next day when they're getting up and getting dressed. They have something tangible where they can go, I did this. Even if it's not exactly what they envisioned beforehand, they did it. They have something to hold and say, so they can remember and look back on it, so that as they just move forward throughout the next day, the next week, the next year, there is that visual reminder that they still have that capacity to do more, to do something different and step outside of what their norm is.
I love that. Oh my gosh, April, I have to can you please commit to coming back? Because I have so much I want to ask you and I want to dig into it, but I want to give them just a little tidbit of who you are and the impact that you bring to the actual world. So can you commit to coming back and visiting us again?
Absolutely.
Thank you. We're going to do a quick rapid fire. So coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Sunrise or sunset?
Sunset.
Painting or drawing?
Painting.
Music while creating or total silence?
Music, unless I'm teaching.
Favorite color to work with?
Blue.
Structured plan or creative flow?
Creative flow.
Indoor studio or outdoor inspiration?
Indoor studio.
And if creativity had one emotion, what would it be?
That is not rapid fire. Oh gee. If creativity had one emotion,
joy.
You want to say joy, but sorrow is so prevalent, because when things come from a place of sorrow, it is a place of healing. It is a place of movement, of growth. And so when you are creating as a way to work through the love that you have, it is cathartic. And for anyone who has depression or anxiety or mental health issues, a lot of times joy is very, very hard to
get
find.
to, yeah.
But if you are able to work through sorrow,
oh, you're so deep, April.
Jeez,
you're supposed to just be light with it. You had to go deep into the depths of our souls on the last question. Jesus. I want to thank you for coming by Limitless Talk. You know, you could have been anywhere else, but you choose to be here with us. So thank you. Where can we find you, April?
So I can be found at on Instagram at Art with April S. So that is art _with _April _S. You can also look at my Facebook page. It's called So Much More, SEW, much more. And really, or you can give me a call. Do I want to give my
I know.
name?
I don't know.
I don't know
What about
that.
LinkedIn? You on LinkedIn?
I am on LinkedIn, so it is my name, April J.L. Stewart.
Perfect. You have been so amazing. There is so much more to uncover with you. But listen, art is healing, from what I understand, from being in your presence and for being in your classroom. I look forward to being in your classroom again very soon. Again, we can find you on Instagram at April
Art with April S.
Art underscore with underscore April underscore S. Perfect. So that's where we can find her. Or LinkedIn. I think it's a great place to find you, which is April.
It's April J.L. Stewart.
All right. So you got it there. Thank you so much for coming by. We're going to continue to have the good tunes with DJ Jerules here on I Radio. Perfect.